I want to start out this video by giving just a couple of disclaimers before I get into my dream journal. So, first off, I have to give full credit to Emily Artful. I honestly have seen Creepshow art here and there and Emily Artful here and there on YouTube over my years of just being on YouTube. But this was all the drama, all the art drama was my full introduction to them. And only one of them I'm happy to know. So Emily Artful, thank you so much for giving me this idea, and I fully credit you. Um, I've been searching for a really long time now a way to share my speed drawings on here, speed paintings too, and I want a platform where I can share my dreams and to get feedback and just to discuss them and everything. And it took Emily Artful in that video and Storytime sketches, sketchbook story. Oh my god, Storytime sketchbook Storytime. Wow. Anyways, it took me that to realize that I could pair the two up. I can pair the two up. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing, well, I might do stories here and there, but I'm not going to be doing the average Storytime sketchbook, but I will be pairing my dream journal with maybe some digital sketches, digital painting. Okay, second disclaimer really quick. I have not done a lot of digital painting. I've done, illustrative work and making logos and stuff because that's just a part of my major. But as far as painting digitally in a style that I like and that I say, yeah, that's me, I don't have that yet for digital art. So here you're going to see me just sort of rely on a lot of my fine arts skills that I've grown up with since day one in art. But you'll eventually see me break away from that as the series continues, because after this piece I realized it wasn't the look that I wanted at all. I look at it and it doesn't really look like my work. So I'm still just developing my style digitally. Okay, last note. So this is branching off my series that I have on TikTok, which is my dream journal. Is the beginning of my dream journal. So as you know, TikTok has a limited time slot of how you can get things out. So most of the dreams I have on there, I just took the juiciest part and shared it with you because I feel like, that's what people really want to hear anyways. But I want to share the full dream, as long as I can recall it, with you guys. So I'm going to start this series by going into TikTok and pulling the dreams that are a bit lengthier and just rehashing it, but start to finish. So I am going to start with a dream that I had when I was super younger, elementary school. So 4th grade, maybe 4th grade, 3rd grade, somewhere in there. I had this dream. And it's one of those dreams you just don't forget. I didn't need to write it down. You just know the moment you wake up, you're going to remember it for a while. So it's one of those dreams. If this seems like a thing that you're down with, art and dream journals and just discussing all of that really interesting and cool things, drop a follow, drop a like. But anyways, this dream starts with me walking down a road. So I can't say I read this book. I read this book a while back. And in the book, there was such a strong visual scenery in it. And I read it around the time of this dream. And I think my mind borrowed from that. So think wide street, not a public street, not like a busy street. So kind of the quietness of a suburban area. Really large lawns, large houses, really sunny. And I'm walking down this road. If you look to the side, kind of look down, you can tell that you're kind of up in the mountains. Not the mountains, but like there's a cliff, there's a drop off, and then down there's like more city and stuff. So it's like that. I'm walking down this road and I come across this hotel. The hotel has I don't want to be culturally insensitive, but when I look at it, I think like Mexican designs. So, um, I don't know. I'll drop some images in because for whatever reason, it's just hard for me to describe. But it just looked like Hispanic architecture. Um, Even the material, like the actual like building material, looks as it looks like buildings that have been depicted in Hispanic films and stuff. So that was the aesthetic of this building. Um, but it didn't just stop there because the whole entire building was also shaped like a Roman Colosseum. So the entire thing is round. The entire thing has columns and everything. Like maybe I'll draw a quick sketch and then pop it in here, or maybe I'll give you a reference picture to see what we're working with. But that's the building. So there's one set of columns, and I walk through that, and there's a staircase kind of meshed along. Because, okay, so there's two rings of columns. In between those two rings, there's a staircase that goes up to a second floor. The second floor is where all the rooms are. So you go up there and you look straight ahead, and it's like any other hallway in a hotel or an apartment building. So you look down there, there's a carpeted floor. Each side has units going up in numbers. I wish I could remember the number of the room, but I can't. But I wonder if there was any kind of meaning behind the number of the room. But so I go into this hallway, I go into a room. And when I go into this room, it's like everything becomes sort of rose colored and bright. Now that we have them, think about like the filters on like Snapchat or TikTok where it's just rosy and cutesy kind of thing. That's what it looked like. It just looked dreamy. It looked like I was watching a flashback in a movie or something. I don't know how to explain it. It was just dreamy, sort of like I was trekking through clouds, kind of slowed. And in this room, it was kind of like my dream room, right? It's kind of like the room that I imagined to have when I was off on my own, or just the dream that I wish I grew up with. You know, when you like watch Disney and you see these epic rooms, you're like, wow, I wish I had a room like her at this age. But really, you just have like a standard bedroom because like you're a standard kid. But it was like that. It was like a big bed. There's like photos. Let me see, what else can I remember. There's a rug, fuzzy rug. And then besides that, all everything else is a blur as far as the specifics of that room. It's been years. I am 22 now for reference, so it's been years. So I walk through this room. I don't really stick around and marvel at it too much, honestly. I go straight to the window and I look down at the road that I just traveled on. And on that road, there is a kid riding his bike, a red bike, I can remember that. And it's all sunny and stuff, and he's riding his bike, and it's a kid from my class, right? So this actually ended up being one of those dreams where I wake up and I'm just like, oh, I have a crush on that kid. And I had a crush on that kid. Never before this dream did I even like register him in like any kind of romantic manner. If anything, I considered him a friend and one of the like cool guys to hang out with. And then all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, yep, it's love. Because, yep, that's what kids think about. Anyways, he was on the bike and I don't remember if he looked directly at me or what, but I knew, like, when he passed that window, I knew that he was there for me. Like, I knew he came by because it wasn't even that, oh, he came by because I was there. It was more like, I don't know, he came by the hotel and then the window that I was in, and like, I guess he acknowledged me in some way. Like, whether he looked at me or not, I felt in my dream state that he had acknowledged me in some way. Like, as if he did wave, as if he did look, but I don't know if he actually did that. So, I don't know, take that however you want to take that. I don't really know. But anyways, he passes off, he goes away. No, he doesn't pass away. Why did I make it sound like he just... He didn't pass away. He passed the and he went down the road and out of sight. I, after that, left the window, went back through the bedroom, and went to the hallway. And I do not remember descending the stairs. I don't know if that's because I just forgot that detail, or if it's just simply it never happened really. But I felt, again, I had this impression that I did go back to where I started. So I went back down. However that may have happened, I went back down. And then I passed through the second pair of pillars, columns, whatever you would like to call them. And it was kind of, like, I'll pull up a picture again. But also think about like the little Nas video, because I think that's fresh in everybody's brain. So you know how there's like all the like the Nas like CGI dudes like all in the columns just like causing a kamuckus and like, you know, doing their thing, and the steeps, that's not what they're called. Piers, maybe. I think they're called piers. Maybe that's I don't know. They were sitting around. Anyways, I descended those. Think bleachers then. You know what? You don't have to think anything because I put a fucking picture up. I descended those steps. And instead of there being, sort of a stage in the middle or a courtroom or anything like that, or a floor, there was a murky swamp, like forest green mixed with olive colors. It was murky water. It was gross looking. Didn't look great, but it was still. There was no currents in it. It was like as if someone filled the bottom of a Colloseum up with water and no one had touched it. It was like a pool. But there was all of these wooden decks. So here comes the break in like the original style from this stone Colosseum with, these Hispanic, aesthetics. It just cut and it went to wood, dark wood and decks that branched out into this swamp, this pond, all around. So 360 evenly spaced were decks. I walked out onto one and it seemed so fine. Like, it seemed fine. It was, I don't know how to, let me phrase this right. So I go onto the deck. It just seems fine. It just seems like I'm walking onto this deck. I'm so unexpecting of anything that is going to happen. It's like if you went to a park and you just walked out on the deck. Like, you're not really going to expect anything to happen. Maybe get splashed or something. But I wasn't even expecting that. Like, how I just said how I walked down the street. I walked into the hotel. I walked up the stairs. I walked to the room, to the window. And then I walked out, and then I walked back down. It was all very automatic, like I had the set path, right? So me going out onto this deck was also just like, that's what I'm doing here. That's the path that I'm taking in this dream. Walking out to the dock. Anyways, that happened, and so suddenly, all of these hands shoot out of the water. They're gray, they're kind of peeling. I can't really remember what the nails looked like, but I remember the skin. I remember the color of it, I remember the greening parts, all of that. Those are shooting out of the water, and this kind of, I'll put another picture up, this position. They all look like that. There wasn't much variation. And obviously, I was afraid. I was shocked. But it doesn't stop there because one shoots through the deck that I'm standing on and grabs my ankle and pulls me into the water. So it was bad enough that this thing had just suddenly grabbed me, like with a quickness, bitch, with a quickness. It grabbed me, right? So that was scary enough. And then it also yanked me down. I remember the sensation of the wood like scraping my skin. Like, I remember it scraping all around me as it yanked me through it. Like, to this day, I can remember what that moment felt like and going under the water. But that was very short of a moment, because the moment I like felt the coolness of the water or whatever, um, that's when I woke up. Yeah, bullshit. But that is when I woke up. I woke up gasping for air. I woke up afraid. I woke up confused. And obviously, I haven't forgotten to this day. Um, so this is my first time. That's the end of the dream. It ends there. And this is my first time doing a dream journal. So I think I'd like to take this time to maybe try to say, well, what does this mean to me? My brain, when I dream, likes to take, I've learned this over time, likes to take things from my day, things that just kind of mesh with me, kind of hit me different, kind of stick with me, and puts it into my dream. So, for whatever reason, that day maybe, like the day before I had that dream, maybe I was in contact with him more than usual that day at school. Like maybe we got paired up. I don't remember. I just don't. So, whatever reason, he might have been more in my brain than usual. It went into my dream. And the Colloseum and stuff, I do not know. Because I don't really think we were learning about that kind of thing in elementary. And also my love for like Roman mythology and Greek mythology and all of that that might have like branched off from this did not develop until like middle school. So I must have saw that somewhere. I must have saw it somewhere. And I know that cartoon likes to take historical things and put it into cartoons like the Mona Lisa. And so it wouldn't really be surprising if I saw that kind of thing somewhere on TV or even in school, maybe. But, I think that's where that came from. And the hands. I do not know why. Zombies are not scary to me. They're not. I can watch any zombie movie, and while I'm watching it, I am fine. But there's something about the way that, like, not like old ones like Thriller, Michael Jackson, or any low grade like zombie film, but higher budget zombie films where they just look, that look, the dead eyes, the anger, the aggressiveness. I don't know. That sticks in my brain like super glue. Once I see it, it is in my brain and is super invasive, that imagery. So I could be sitting and I could see zombies randomly. I could see its mouth, I could see its teeth, I could see any part of the zombie just randomly throughout the day. And sometimes it's like, oh, this thing provokes it, or something like I'm just sitting here, I'm just eating, and then these things want to come into my head and just be there. So whenever I watch something that has something to do with zombies, it will be in my dream that night. It will. One way or another. The mannerisms or the look, it will be in my dreams. And I don't know why it's like that, but it is. So I don't watch zombie movies now because I know that'll come into my dreams. And while zombies are all fine and dandy and kind of funny in films, in dreams, it's the most terrifying thing. I hate being chased in my dreams. I've gotten better at dreaming. So I like if things are kind of going to shit and I can see everything kind of turning into a nightmare, I will hit the kill switch and wake myself up. Sometimes I don't have to die, but I can literally be like, okay, you're in a nightmare. Wake up. It's over. We're not doing this. And I can force myself awake now. Sometimes, and it's like my brain has gotten smarter. It'll throw things on me like a jump scare. Now, it'll throw things on me like a jump scare so I can experience these dreams. And it's just like, no, bitch, no, shut it down. But whatever. So that's where I think the materials came from for the dream. What it means, I do not know. It like the things that stick out the most to me is obviously this building, the water in the hands, and then the fact that I was kind of just on a path, like a set path. I go in to the room, to the window, to the door, down the stairs, or I go back down and then I go to the water. It just seemed preset. It wasn't like, oh, this thing took me here or someone asked me to come over here. It just seemed like no one talked during this entire dream too, which is a thought that I never really thought about, but no one talked during this entire dream. Not myself, not anyone. And I was just on autopilot. So I guess that was sticks out to me. I don't know how to interpret dreams. Sometimes I have my own little theories about it. This one I just don't know. But yeah. I know on TikTok a lot of people have different theories. Like I shared another dream and someone's like, well, maybe it wasn't a dream at all. Maybe it was real. Maybe you're haunted. Maybe your apartment's haunted. And I'm a very open-minded person, right? But also, I'm not going to believe anything without it being proven, and I don't disbelieve anything without it being proven. Yes, you guessed it, I'm a realist. But depending on what side of the spectrum you're on, it's either I'm a pessimist or an optimist, which I think is funny. But personally, I'm just a realist. And I have an open mind. So what I'm saying is I'm not going to sit here and debunk any feedback that you guys have. I am open to all possibilities. There's a lot that we don't know about our own brain, and there's 1,000 times more things that we just don't know about this world, maybe other worlds, and we probably won't even find them all out in this lifetime. Actually, we won't. So I'm open to a lot of different possibilities here. And that's why I wanted to come on YouTube and share, because I wanted to know everybody's perspective. Maybe you think it's something more spiritual. Maybe you think it's a psychological thing. Like maybe this is a way that I processed something. I don't know. I want to hear your ideas. And if it's not just theorizing on the reason why or trying to decipher the dream and being like, what does it mean? With a pipe in your mouth and you're typing away, just like, what does it mean? You don't have to be like that. I would just love to hear your feedback. Like, what do you think of this? I know now that I like share my dreams with my friends and things, I know now that these are weird dreams. I know now that people don't even fucking dream. Some people don't even dream. So, I mean, I would just love to hear your feedback. What do you think? And maybe tell me about your dreams that align. And maybe we could just discuss them. I don't know. I just have really vivid dreams. I always have. I always do. They're pretty common. And it would be really cool to talk about them with somebody. So thank you so much for watching. Again, if you like this kind of thing, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. And the next video shouldn't be too long away. It shouldn't be too long away because I've already got some stuff filmed and I obviously already got my dreams in mind. So thank you so much for listening. And I can't wait to share with you the next time I wake up.